Fab. I'm Sarah. I'm Sarah Parker. I work for Clyde Valley Housing Association, and I am the Business Improvement Manager there. And I manage all things kind of business process, change management and improvement within the organisation, and also the IT team within there. So very kind of involved in the technology and digital transformation and everything related to that kind of topic. So I joined Clyde Valley in just over a year ago now. So again, another lockdown transition, and they've gone through a hell of amount of change. I think probably a bit like a lot of organisations, COVID hit and realised that they weren't maybe as digitally enabled as they needed to be. So over the last couple of years, well, 14, kind of 15 months since I've been there, we've implemented transition to Office 365, we've implemented SharePoint, new EDRM systems, moved to cloud telephony, integrated with our kind of contractors, and pretty much transformed most of our kind of technology stack that we've got within the organisation. And one of the major kind of projects, and that's what I'm going to talk to you today, was the implementation of our contact centre and our CRM system. And we used the Netcall Liberty kind of create, converse and connect platforms for that. So I'm just going to give you a bit of an overview of what we did, what we were trying to achieve, and then what's kind of available in that system just now. And then if you've got any questions or want to know any more kind of further information, just give us a shout at any time. So I'm going to share my screen with you if that's okay. If you can just let me know that you can, somebody let me know that that's come up okay. Perfect. Fab. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to talk to you about Clyde Valley CRM and contact centre system. So when I joined, this was one of the key initiatives from a customer perspective and a customer experience perspective, and also for kind of really to change our service delivery within the organisation as well. And our main objectives, it was a huge part of our customer experience strategy, which was launched last year in COVID. And we wanted to simply deliver an outstanding customer experience to our customers. We wanted to reduce the customer effort, and we wanted to support successful tenancies, neighbourhoods and communities. And the vision was to be able to do that and achieve that, we wanted to implement a fully functional contact centre system, a CRM system, a self-service portal, and allow customers to be able to interact with us via phone, email, web chat, on a portal, via SMS, social media, the channel that they want to engage with us, which before this wasn't available. We had little to kind of non-digital offering available to our customers, which was really, really kind of evident throughout lockdown and COVID, and the demand from customers was huge. So to be able to do that, we wanted to implement a system that took the Clyde Valley Group and the Housing Association I'm going to focus on today to control and take control of its processes and transform their customer experience in-house as well, and really introduce a reliable and a consistent message and a consistent approach to customer contact and our handling, and increase the digital services as well, with an ambition to over time become a leading digital organisation within the sector. So what were outcomes we were looking for? We wanted a fully functioning contact centre. So previously in Clyde Valley, all of our contact was just managed by individual teams, and we had various different hunt groups and different phone systems going around the organisation, so customers could kind of make contact. We wanted to implement a centralised contact centre that managed all the contact within the organisation, whatever that might be, whoever that might be from, and they would be able to facilitate calls and emails and web chat and self-service and text, and all of those digital channels, as well as the more traditional methods. We wanted to transform our delivery model of services and really redesign the way that we deliver services, and have that co-designed by our customers as well as our kind of colleagues, and take in kind of best practice from other organisations as well. We wanted to implement a CRM system, so a customer relationship management system, and we wanted that to be able to manage our contact, have visibility of it, and manage our cases and our processes. And again, it was all about that consistency and be able to monitor and give a reliable service to our customers, that we knew they were going to get the outcome, and we could monitor and track that as well. We wanted to encourage customer feedback, and we wanted to increase the opportunities that our customers could have to engage with us as an organisation, and also to be able to kind of participate and give feedback, and co-create kind of different solutions within Clyde Valley. We wanted to get insight, so we wanted to actually know more about our customers through profiling. We wanted to use segmentation, and be able to tailor our services and target them on a more personalised approach, depending on individual needs as well, and have a great amount of visibility. So we wanted to use service standards and the CRM and the new systems to be able to monitor kind of speed of resolution, quality of resolution, the satisfaction, what customers were contacting us about, so that we can constantly change and evolve as an organisation. So what we decided to do, we implemented the Liberty, Create, Connect and Converse systems. So they're three kind of fully integrated systems from Netcall. The Converse side focuses on the customer contact, and that manages all what we call omni-channel contact for the different channels. We implemented Connect, which manages the web chat and messaging side, social media side, and then the Liberty Create, which is what we built our CRM platform on, and that's what I'm going to show you this part now. So within the CRM platform, it manages some of our core processes. We identified our most kind of common inquiries as an organisation, and we focused on these to start with in terms of customer engagement and the redesign of those processes. And then we built these within our Create platform, within the CRM platform. So what we went live with, this went live in August last year. I think we started development towards the end of March and went live the first week in August. We've got our comments, our compliments and our complaints workflows, and that manages our end-to-end regulatory complaints requirements in terms of stage 1, stage 2 complaints, timelines, responses, all the letter kind of templates and feedback to customers as well. Also all the good things, the compliments that come through and comments and suggestions, things that might not be a complaint, but we want to get feedback to customers through that channel as well. We have a general inquiry, kind of a catch-all workflow, that if we haven't got a specific tailored process within the CRM system just now, we do still log it. Every contact's recorded and it goes to a general inquiry, and that manages kind of task assignment to other people within the organisation or other teams and allows them to contact and follow up with customers and maintain kind of contact through digital channels within that workflow as well. We utilise customer feedback, so at various points in our processes, the first one being after their initial contact, and then at the end of kind of a specific service, we trigger satisfaction surveys, and that automatically goes out at the end of a case or a process, allows customers to immediately respond via kind of text or email, and give us up-to-date and live information around how satisfied or unsatisfied they were during that process. And then on the back of that, if somebody does mark below a certain value or that they were dissatisfied or gives kind of a comment, that triggers a new case within our system that allows us to follow up with that customer, resolve any inquiries and ensure that their resolution is achieved as well. We manage our allocations inquiries within CRM, and this is mainly a kind of diagnostic support tool for the contact center and for people that are managing those contacts, and that could be anything from how do I apply for a house, sending registration forms and application forms and common housing registers, links to kind of points and updates and inquiries and just general questions or stock or void management. Anything related to the allocation process can be handled and managed through our allocations inquiries workflow. We have an end of tenancy workflow which manages anybody inquiring about a vendor tenancy, so how do I end my tenancy, or somebody wishing to submit their notice as well, and that engages with all the appropriate teams and follows and triggers our void process from that point. We have a risk-based workflow, and this targets and allows us to create and develop action plans with our customers that maybe need additional support or they've been identified as vulnerable for whatever reason. It engages us and allows us to go through a kind of formalised action plan and work with the customer back and forth to achieve and with the outcome to give them the best possible support and sustainment of their tenancy as well. We've got factoring inquiries, which manages all of our factoring side for the organisation. So any inquiries that come in about kind of estate management and grass maintenance and schedules and any kind of this hasn't been done or balances, any information related to that. Our end-to-end antisocial behaviour process, so reporting, investigating interviews with kind of subjects and sources and the actual outcomes and escalations of those as well. We manage our end-to-end gas servicing process in CRM now, which allows us to manage our kind of cyclical cycle, book appointments, schedule, rearrange. We do our letter kind of process through there, and then manages the forced access process if required at the end of that as well. And then the repairs diagnostic kind of workflow, which probably shows some of the power of the platform that we've been able to do. So our repairs diagnostic allows customers or the contact center or any colleague to be able to log a repair through a series of questions, and it gives them the SOR code, the cost, it gives them the next available date and time, or they can book a date and time in, and then that directly integrates and goes through to our core contractor, and that gets booked into their system without any kind of other need for intervention within the teams and the organisations. So that's what we've got available. We have got several other things in flight at the moment, and I think the great thing about the Liberty Create platform is that you can continue to use that agile development process to be able to launch new things at quite a rapid pace and a rapid speed as well. Just to give you an idea of what it kind of looks like visually and some of the functionality in here. So the picture just on the left here is the Liberty Converse system, and this is what our contact center use. So although Converse and Create are two separate systems, they fully integrate together. So there's only one user interface for people that are managing that contact. So they manage all of the interactions that come into the organization through Converse, and they would view and raise cases within the contact center in the CRM management system within this. The rest of the organisation have access to the Liberty Create, which is our CRM platform, which is the one on the right, and then they can manage all of their cases directly from the system itself. They start off on a My page, which highlights any of their active cases, and it kind of colour codes any that are overdue. This is my test one, so I haven't quite got that many complaints or antisocial raised against me, but just for you to be able to visualise that. And the system is available on the desktop. It's fully adaptable to their tablets and also their mobiles as well. So it doesn't matter where they are, where they're working, they can get access to the CRM system. They can resolve their inquiries, their contacts, and follow up on cases, whether they're out and about, whether they're at home, whether they're on the network, if they're working on their tablet that day, whatever it might be, they can still access the system. We have integration with our hazard management system. So we have a link that exports and nightly refreshes all of our customer, our tenancy and our property and estate data. And this is displayed on various dashboards. Again, this is just a test account we've got here, but we do a nightly sync, and we do have various APIs and web services that go back and forth to update the housing management system as well. And it just means that we can access that information. And again, our housing officers, our technical kind of inspectors, our people that are working out on the front line with customers can access all the information that we had very limited remote access to through the housing management system. And they can also manage their cases, again, anywhere at any time. We have the workflow in the case management system, so some of the workflows that I'd mentioned there. So all of our contact and all of our case management is managed within our CRM system now. So any customer contact we get gets logged, and it allows us to report and ensure that everybody is being contacted and responded upon on time. This is an example of one of the workflows in the repairs diagnostic tool. So we've got this visual diagnostic route, and what this allows you to do is click through a series of pictures and icons, and at the end of that, normally it's no more than kind of 3-4 levels deep, that identifies the SOR code, it identifies the priority, whether that repair requires an inspection or a pre-inspection or a post-inspection, what the timeline for that repair is, when the date is. We've internally, not externally for customers, but we see the actual SOR descriptions, details, costs, and what the contractor is, and then also the date and time of the next available tradesman that can go out. And we can also adjust that time on this screen here. That then, as soon as submitted, it raises the job in our housing management system, because we do still import everything within there. So it raises the job within the housing management system, and it also goes straight to our contractor and raises it within their system for them to get working on that job straight away. Got a couple of other things that we've got our SMS and our email integration. We use gov.notify for our SMS. We can document generate throughout our workflows and processes. So colleagues can go on to send texts out from the systems, they can send emails out from the systems, they can generate letters, headed paper, and get them fulfilled and posted through the fulfillment system as well. So they don't ever have to leave the CRM platform to be able to manage the majority of their customer contact. And then we have reporting. You can build lots of different reports. It's just an example of kind of a summary complaints report that highlights kind of our volume of complaints, where they're at each stage, our average completion, which helps with our, we have to do an ARC every year, which is our annual return of the charter, which is quickly approaching us at the end of March. And this kind of does all that work for us and just allows us to display that information on a dashboard. There's also an ODBC connector that you can take the data out into Power BI and really do kind of a lot of more powerful and integrate with your other systems and other data as well, which is quite interesting. How is it built, or how do we build it? So it's all built on the low-code platform. Some of you will be probably had some experience of it. And the way Liberty Create works, it's all built around your processes, and it's all a drag and drop interface. So we don't have any IT people within Clyde Valley. We've got a business improvement team, so it's myself and one other business improvement officer initially, and we're expanding and recruiting at the moment for another 7 posts within that, due to kind of the success of what we've been able to achieve. But it means that people that have got kind of a process mentality, more that business kind of analysis, project management side, can really just start to build processes and launch technology without having to rely on kind of suppliers and expertise and coders and developers. It really gives you the power to not only look at that change management, but actually put it into action and life as well. So it's all built on your process map, which you'll just see on the left hand side here. And then the system actually navigates its way through that process to deliver your service to the customer. And then there's various kind of drag and drop interfaces, which you can see on the screen, and you can just display and create pages and interfaces of however you want them to kind of look within that, again, without that need for coding. I'm not a coder, but I find this platform really easy and really, really powerful to be able to deploy things as well. So that just gives you a bit of an overview of kind of what we've got within the CRM system, just to relate that back to our outcomes. What that made us to achieve, we managed to achieve our contact center. So we have 8 to 10 people within our contact center that manage all of our inquiries now, and we can get contact through our calls, through our emails, through social media, so Facebook and Twitter, and also through SMS as well. And we're launching our portal next month, and that'll allow customers to engage fully with all of our processes online. We focused, and we had a customer panel, and we used a consultant company as well to be able to engage with customers and design the new delivery of the core processes that we identified within the CRM. So they're delivered in a completely new way through this project from what they were done previously, and that's increased our customer satisfaction as well. We've implemented the CRM, which I've talked about, and again, that's added that consistent and that reliable experience. Previously, because contact was managed throughout the organisation, there was actually no way to monitor the volume of contact we had in, whether the people had been responded to, what the outcome was, why customers were inquiring with us. So we've got that really consistent and reliable service now. We have live feedback from customers. We know straight away whether people are satisfied, whether they're unsatisfied, and we can follow up on that immediately. We're not waiting to kind of like a monthly or annual satisfaction survey or for a complaint to come in for that to happen. We've got insight and profiling, so we know a lot more about our customers now. We've got a lot of data and a lot of reporting, and we're using that to target our services on what we build next, what we develop next, how we change, how we tweak our processes. And then we've also got that visibility, so we can monitor. We know how long it takes us to reply to customers now. We know where we have to improve. We know what to work on, and we know that our customers are ultimately getting a resolution, and the right resolution. It's not necessarily about the resolution first, the quickest resolution. It's the resolution that's right for them the first time, is our focus at the moment as well. Okay, that was just a bit, like I say, a bit of an overview from me. Any questions?